Alright, guys. Welcome to the Dip Chip Podcast.
Hey.
The first... Is it the first episode? I don't even know.
Oh, kinda.
Did we try something before?
No.
I don't remember.
No, I don't think we did ever.
Well, we've been trying to do this for about a year. I even
Yeah.
have files and stuff from a year ago. Our Twitter got suspended from inactivity. We were trying to do stuff last year, and it just never worked out. And so today I was just like, why not? I'm back here in better Wi-Fi here at my college. And yeah, man, you've been meaning to do this for a long time. I know you've been wanting to get on this, and we're finally here.
Yeah.
How do you feel, man?
I'm excited we're finally doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I've done a podcast before, but I was literally just ranting. And that's the thing. I can just rant, and he can just say yeah the whole time. That's just how it goes. Eventually, I want to get a better mic for myself. He's got his mic set up. At least it's not the worst, because he's got other mics that are terrible.
Yeah, the webcam mic.
Golly. So yeah, we have a list of things that we were going to talk about. We don't know how long this is going to go for. This is our first one. I was going to try to put this on our YouTube later. So yeah, weekly recap. Well, I'm just going to talk about my break. It's pretty, I don't know. It was alright. Well, except for the COVID part. Kind of got that. Kind of sucked. What happened was my mom got it. Well, actually, before that, my dad got sick. We don't know if he actually got the virus because he tested negative. But I'm still like, I don't know. Because he was the only one sick when I came home for winter break. And then my mom got sick. And then I got sick. And he was the only one sick in the house. And I was like, oh, it would have to have been him then. And it would only make sense. But then me and my mom both tested positive, and then he tested negative, and I'm still confused about that. I don't even know how this works. And apparently now the virus is mutating. It's called COVID B117 now. So, yeah, that's a thing. I know, right? My mom was just telling me about that before I left. Yeah, it came from the UK, and now it's in Michigan. It's actually in Washtenaw County, which that's where I'm at right now. Apparently, some lady went to the UK, got the virus, and then infected 2 other people on the plane. Which, who knows how many more people on that plane. I mean, I know they were probably all wearing masks, but still, how many people could be getting this new strand? And apparently, it's mutated in a way where even if you've tested negative, you could still end up testing positive regardless. Or you could have it even if you test negative. So they gotta figure out like a new test.
Another thing, yeah. God.
And they don't even know if the vaccine that they're already giving out, which almost 1 million people have the vaccine now, which is, I mean, not even close to the global population.
Yeah.
And they were even talking about on the news, I think it was like they were trying to get at least 2 billion shots by the end of this year. Which, that's not the whole population. I wonder who they're really giving it out to. And then I read something online, I think it was either Twitter or it was an email or something, but a doctor actually died within 2 weeks of receiving the vaccine.
Oh.
Which is, so I'm like, a doctor. And I'm like, bro.
Oh, a doctor.
I don't know if they're ready for this. I don't know. Like, how much testing do they need? They're spending, I don't know how many millions and billions of dollars trying to develop this. And I think the company's name is like Pfizer. At least that's one of the companies. I haven't seen the other ones. But for them to have people get... And I've seen other people that have taken the virus and they break out in like hives. They have like allergic reactions to the virus. And I'm like, bro, are we really gonna definitely gonna send this out to everybody. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. We're supposed to be talking about my break, but yeah, that's basically what happened. How I can explain COVID is like, you get the fever, you get the cough. For me, it started off with like the cough, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm getting sick," and I can tell I've been sick many times. But when the fever kicked in, yeah, who hasn't been sick, right? But I was when I got the fever, and when I started, I didn't have the loss of taste, but my mom did. When that fever kicked in and the body achiness kicked in, I was like, man, this is worse than I've ever felt. Like, this is like the worst cold I've ever had. And I found out that it wasn't actually a cold, it was way worse. But I got over it in like a week. Like, on Christmas, that's when my mom found out from the test that she actually had it, which probably mean I had it too at that time. So then I got tested like a week later on the 7th, and it turned out positive, and I was like, darn. all the other words. And I was like, man, because when you get the virus, you cannot leave. Like, it's not like, even if you were trying to go out for food or groceries or anything, it's like you can't even leave the house. You're not supposed to. I mean, I wore my mask when I went and got a pizza, but literally all I was doing was going to get a pizza, or I filled up on gas, and that was about it. And I'm always washing my hands constantly, always drinking water. I think that was the main reason why I got over the virus so quickly, is because I was constantly drinking water. I was drinking like close to a gallon a day.
Yeah, getting that through your body and stuff.
Yeah, cleaning me out. Like, my mom, she was not drinking as much water as I was. Like, we have a water jug, and it's actually just a milk jug, and we had to fill that thing up like every day. I was drinking that much water because I wanted this out, and I've only drank water for 5 years. Like, I've had coffee and milk and stuff, and a little, alcohol, because I'm alright. But other than that, like, I don't drink pop, and I think that's one of the downfalls to a lot of people's health problems is they drink pop. There's so much just crap inside pop, and my parents have drank it for years, and it's not good. It's like, people who are trying to lose weight or borderline diabetic, like, cut it out. It's not that hard. It took me a day to cut it out. I just woke up and just did it, which we'll go into that story eventually, probably for another podcast, because that's a whole other story in itself.
Oh, I don't know that one. I think.
The one where I lost, 50 pounds.
Oh,
and
right, yeah.
Yeah, and then I gained it all back. No. But, yeah, I think, water was definitely the best thing. So if you guys ever get it, whoever's listening, if you get the virus, just drink water.
Drink a lot of water and eat probably a lot.
Well, you gotta be careful what you eat. Like, I was eating soup.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And if it wasn't soup, I was just drinking water. And I think I had chicken. Yeah. Chicken was another thing to have. Because if you don't have soup and you just eat chicken, chicken's supposed to be good. I think just protein in general. Just so that it keeps your body strong. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I just did what I did and did what I thought was best. So yeah, I'm over it. Well, actually, in 3 hours, I'll technically be over it, according to my doctor. I had to call my college about it. I still actually have to send the test results, but I had to call them, and then they called me actually, and I had to keep up and check with them, and then they said, okay, on the 18th you should be all good. Of course, I gotta wear my mask, and then if I ever want to get tested, I can't get tested for 90 days because apparently it'll stay in you, like, that you're infected, but you won't have it. Like I don't have any of the symptoms. Like I don't have a fever. I don't have a sore throat, cough, or anything. The only thing I have is my allergies, and that's just all in here. And another topic is a surgery that I have to get that I haven't got yet, and it deals with my nose. That's also a thing. I was supposed to get it this past year, but I didn't because COVID and everything stopped, and I was like, I'm not. Like,
yeah, you can't do it now.
My whole house was afraid of going to the doctors. Because we didn't know, it was an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and we didn't know if any COVID people had gone in and out of there.
Right.
So, and you never know. Other than that, Christmas was alright. I got like a wireless charger pack thing for when I go Pokemon Going and all that. What else? I just played a lot of video games like I did the whole break, and I just stayed inside because I knew that I was sick, and then the chance me going out and trying to work, because I worked for Shipped. It's this grocery shopping company that you basically shop for other people, and I wasn't about to go risk not only getting more sick with the already sickness I had, but infecting other people, which that's just not right anyways. So yeah, that was pretty much my break, and now I'm here. So yeah, that was my break. That's my rant. Carden, how was your break?
Yeah, I didn't want to I guess interrupt you.
You're good,
so
man.
it's just yeah. Yeah. So this past week, wow. But
Right.
so I actually I do actually physically go to school, but not every single day. But yeah, I went back to school this past week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, that was something. Seeing people.
What's it
and
like?
stuff.
What's that like? Because for me, high school was never online like that.
Yeah, exactly. You mean like in the classes themselves?
Yeah, is it kind of crazy or is it pretty quiet?
No. Oh, it's so quiet.
Okay.
So all the classes are at half capacity. So the classes are like 15 or 16 people, and the desks are spread apart, and everybody's wearing masks.
So people still go to school then?
Yeah, which is
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
Yeah, they shouldn't be doing it at all.
Yeah, over here they completely cut
like,
that out.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about reopening in March, but that's not going to happen. I don't think it. Like the chance of someone spreading it in the classrooms, because there was already like 117 cases here just on campus from last semester. I mean, they were on and off and people were getting over it, but the chance to spread it again
are like 100%.
Yeah, you never know. And so that's why all classes are online right now, and I think that might be the future of school, because as long as this virus is out, and then they're even saying that once you get the vaccine, you're not 100% clear, which is like, okay, well then that's like the flu, because then anybody could get the flu, or even if they get the flu shot. But then how much is this going to be regulated now? Because, with masks, everybody's got to wear a mask, and, a lot of jobs aren't the same with the mask now. Like, I'll tell you, for my film stuff, it's so different. Like, I've seen on TV the reporters, they don't got to wear a mask because they got to see their face and they speak and all that. But they're all socially distanced. Some of them are taking video at home. And then the rest of the camera crew is all wearing masks. I've seen a post from the Stranger Things crew. The whole crew is wearing masks, and so is the cast. But as soon as they go into the building where they gotta shoot, they take off their masks and then they go in. And that's a whole Netflix production. So I'm guessing they got that all down pat. But yeah. That's crazy that they're having you guys go to school, because I've seen and heard from the news, watching the news, that kids like all across America that are going back, they're getting it.
Yeah.
But I've seen it where they're not wearing their mask fully.
Oh, like not over your like this, like not over your nose.
Yeah,
and
or
stuff?
they actually pull the whole thing down and they're just talking. And like a whole bunch of kids got the virus. The thing about kids getting the virus though is like some people, like most kids, don't react the same as like older people. I'll tell you, my mom, she had a way. She's still like recovering. She's not 100%. I mean, she's over it, but she's still recovering. Like, and she's older, so I think it. Of course, it affects older people more than. Because for me, it only lasted a week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm fine. I've been fine for close to a month. So, I don't know. Anyways, continue. Had anything else happen over your break?
Oh, my break. Over my break, I did get my audio interface for Christmas. That's real nice.
Nice. What brand was it? Is that Scarlett?
No, it's Solid State Logic. Is the brand, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. Everything just like molds together when you're at home every day. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't really think anything else happened over break, but obviously through this last week, more stuff has happened because I've been at school. But yeah, I've been talking to the guys in my band and that like friend group, more for the people that don't know, I'm in like a band and stuff.
What's it called? Is it Spanish Inquisition?
So actually,
or you guys change it?
Yeah, it's changed now. It was Spanish Inquisition, and just for right now, probably it is Warning Label. Probably won't last because that's not like
Incoming warning label.
Yeah.
Now on stage, and then who knows what that's gonna be like?
Oh God. Yeah.
Like live performances. I mean, they're taught. Some people are scheduling it, but I've seen from the most part, performances or just like meetings. They'll have like these boxes, and it'll be like whatever your party is will stay in the box, and they're all distance or whatever. But I'm thinking, man, to set that up, that's gotta be if you look around, and if you've seen it, like even for the movies, they'll have drive-in movies.
Yeah,
and
actually, I've been
people in their
one.
car. Oh, really? How was that? Pretty normal.
Yeah, basically.
How do you hear the movie? Do you roll down your window or?
I think it's actually tuned into like a radio thing, station.
Okay, that's what I thought.
With the movie audio. But I actually didn't even see a movie. It was actually like a concert, film concert thing.
A film concert?
Yeah, a filmed concert.
Oh.
Yeah.
What band was it?
Oh, it was Metallica. It was actually filmed during the pandemic at some point, and they were just on like an empty stage. Yeah.
Whoa.
Cool. Yeah.
So wait, you pulled in.
Yeah.
And then you tuned into the radio.
Yeah.
Was it like it was just a screen that you were watching?
Yeah, there was like the big screen outside.
How much was that to get in, you know?
I don't know.
And it was just like a video. It was already recorded.
Yeah, yep.
Man, that seems like a low-key rip-off if you paid a lot for that. I don't know. I mean, I know most concerts are like $80, so if you paid more than like $20,
I don't know.
That's tough. But yeah, I've seen, like, for the Biden stuff, they had like these glass boxes, and on New Year's they had like these fences that people were in. I'm just thinking, how much did those people pay to be in that little box? You know? And is that the future? Is it going to be only the rich get to be there in person and then everything else is going to be online? Because this changes the game. Because now people are more aware of their health, especially what they're breathing in. So it's like, if everything's social distancing, everything's online, everything's with a mask, are there even going to be events anymore? What's the future look like for live performances and for bands in general. I mean, already the music genre, the music scene, it's
not not how it was.
It's rap, it's hip hop, it's pop. Rarely do you ever see like rock and roll anymore, or just rock genre in general. And if so, they try to convert, like, put some rap in it.
Oh yeah.
To make it. And I have a friend, Ben Ryan, who is in a like screamo death band and stuff. And even they put in like electronic drums. It's not even real. It sounds like real drums, but it's not even real drums. But I mean, he plays the drums normally and everything. Like, he can get the whole track and play it fine.
But they did electro drums instead.
It's all like FL Studio or whatever, and they just input the drums and then just run it. But I'm wondering, what's the future gonna look like?
Yeah.
How regulated is that stuff gonna be? There's so much that could happen, because I know they're taking so many precautions in the UK. I think they're on stage 4 something, level 4 or something, where it's like you can't even. Yeah, that's what it's called. Because I watch a lot of the Sidemen and all that, and they've been talking about it, because I've listened to all different kinds of podcasts about that, and it's something called level 4, where they can't even meet for like work, or if they have work, they have to meet over online. So the podcast people that I was watching, which is the What's Good podcast, they're doing what we're doing right now, which is over Discord, and then they just have cameras recording the audio and video, and they just send it to each other and all that stuff.
That seems like that would be tough to do for like a bunch of people.
I mean, hey, look, that's what we're doing.
But yeah,
for work, right?
Yeah.
Like, they can't even work. I mean, the people that gotta work. But other than that, it's like complete lockdown. And they're talking about going until, I think, July or June, something like that. And my question to you is, do you think the U.S. should go into another lockdown? And whatever your answer is, why?
Well, do you... Well, they're like, the UK lockdown, that sounds like what we might need to do, though. Just to me, but...
Right.
Yeah, we probably should, like, have stayed locked down, and been more like the UK, more, I guess, serious about it, and stuff.
Yeah. Other countries were, like, on it. As soon as it went down, they were on it. And then, Trump obviously waited, so long before we actually went into lockdown, and then all these people had it. I think, was it over 1 million have died in the U.S.? I don't even know the numbers. My mom keeps up with the numbers more than I do. When the virus first started, she was writing down all the numbers per day in this journal.
Oh, wow.
And then I think at like day 50 something, she stopped. Yeah, it was like every day. And the death was just going up, cases were going up. So I think now, I think it's over 1 million. I don't know if that's worldwide deaths, because I know a lot of people died in like Italy, of course China, and apparently China has stopped releasing their death or COVID count numbers, or both. And she's been keeping up with the numbers more than I have, so it's whatever's out there. But people have stopped talking about China. People have stopped talking about where the virus came from in the first place. Like, they just said it was China in some fish market, and that was it, and that's all we heard. Or some bat, like...
Yeah,
they were talking about a bat bit somebody.
Yeah, I heard about that once before it was everywhere, and then I never heard about it again.
Right.
Also, I found a website that says we're at, I guess we just got the 2 million deaths.
2 million. Okay, that's what it was. I knew it was like 1 or 2. Yeah, 2 million. But, I mean, that is pretty significant, because, well, on average, the U.S. population is 330 million. But that was from 2010. I don't even know if they've updated the census since then.
I'll find it.
Because that's just the average. I feel like it's 400 or 500 million now.
Wait, let me check more than one thing.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's around the same in different, or around the same according to different, I guess, websites. But, so it's like around 332 million.
Okay, so it's around that. That's crazy. That it's been able to, like the population's been able to stay mostly the same for 10 years.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people have died in between then and now. But it's also like, with all the deaths from this virus, you know, and then how much does that equate to how many deaths per year that weren't from COVID? You know?
Oh, right.
Like, on average, how many deaths happen per year? I don't know. But it's just like, is it significant? But at the same time, those are individual lives that are dying. We don't know how old they are. We haven't got that demographic. But it's just like...
I just realized this podcast is starting out so dark, but it's just what's happening in the world.
It's what's happening. We're gonna get into the memes and the trailers and all that other stuff. I know.
We're not normally this serious at all.
I kind of just wanted to unload. You know, I know we're in a stressful time right now, and this is probably all kind of crazy to hear, but at least we're talking about it.
Yeah.
We just need to get it off our chest. I was mainly talking about our break. And, I mean, within our break, it's just been COVID. So...
Exactly.
And we were just kind of going in depth into the numbers and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy data. But, let's fun it up a little bit. What do we got? We don't have a lot, actually, but I don't know.
I have a movie trailer.
Alright.
So do you want me to talk about it, or do you want...
Well, talk about it first, and then let's
we could both watch it. Or I could screen share it, I think.
Yeah, screen share it, and then I'll just put it in the video.
I actually can't remember the name of it right now.
So that's great.
Re-find it. But it, so to find it, so it's called, it's called Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, God. Does it have to do with Willy Wonka?
No, it's a Nicolas Cage movie.
I think I've
seen
it.
Oh, the trailer?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think I've seen the trailer. I don't remember it fully, though.
Okay, so I found it by just searching, like, new movie trailers, and I saw Nicolas Cage was in it, and there was, like, an upload of Nicolas Cage with, like, Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics on it. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, the robots actually, like, scared of him. And then they're trying to get him out. From what I saw from the trailer, he's, like, going after these robots. And then some people are like, they're like, oh, he's not locked in with the robots. They're locked in with him. And that's the whole thing. And it's just so funny because it's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, ah! Killing the animatronics and stuff.
And the animatronics have blood to them. Like, when were they alive?
Do they have blood? Oh my god.
That's what I saw. I don't know.
Yeah, but
there was another... Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's kind of like... It really is really similar to like a Five Nights at Freddy's thing, but it's... The main character is Nicolas Cage, and he's like killing animatronics. And that's like the whole thing, but it looked like so bad it's good from the trailer.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was there was another movie like that, but it was more gory, and it was apparently it was based off of this other show that my dad used to watch when he was a kid. A lot of those gore movies I can't stand. Like when it's overly done and there's just so much like blood and guts and like bone breaking. Bone breaking is like my biggest thing that I can't stand. It's just not. It's not what I'm into. When it comes to horror movies, it's really like ghosts. That's what I'm into. But when it comes to like the bluts, the blood and guts, the bluts, I'm not into it. It's not great. Like Saw, I'm cool. I don't need that. Especially when they're like pulling teeth out. Oh no, I'm not cool with that. I don't think it's like I get it, okay, but at the same time, it's putting it into people's heads, and it's like, man, we're just gonna get more of it.
True.
It's
that's
not a movie. It's just like
it's just torture.
It's just dark.
It's just like watching people get tortured.
Like it almost
like the worst
I'm
way
gonna sound like
somebody could die in the movie.
Right. It's like normal people wouldn't think like this. Like the people that are directing it, writing it, they gotta have a little bit of messed up to them. Like a little bit of, what if they put themselves in those kind of mindsets and they make whatever they make. I mean, okay, clap it up for the creativity, but at the same time, is that what we want to be spreading? Is like also normalizing this kind of stuff in film? I don't know, man. We don't need all that. It's kind of messed up because then other people are going to see it and so many things could be happening right now that we don't even know about. Side note, I watched this documentary on this serial killer called Ricardo Rodriguez. No, Ricky Rodriguez. Ricardo was his dad. And he just, oh man, it's so nuts. He's just like bodying everybody. And they never get him. And he's killing all these people. And then news comes out about him. And then he gets harder to find. And it's just nuts that people are out there that exist. And I'm thinking like, well, what if they saw something in their lives? Of course, it could be caused from family trauma and personal problems and all that stuff. But at the same time, they gotta see the stuff to then do it. And it's, whatever movies are coming out, putting these ideas into people's heads. I personally don't think it's right to start normalizing that stuff in film. Because film, for me, is like you're telling a story. That's ultimately the thing. And when it's just like an all-out bloodbath and there's no real meaning behind all of it, there really isn't. You start at the beginning, you go through it, you see all these people die, and then at the end they just...
Yeah, it's like...
There's like one or two people that get out alive, but then there's like a twist at the end, and it's like...
Yeah,
okay, but what do we learn here?
Yeah, if there isn't like an actual message really with it, then...
Like, I get this Willy's Wonderland, it's like funny because Five Nights at Freddy's. We're gonna say some crazy... it's like 10 or 19 right now. I'm gonna be slipping out all kinds of stuff. But, yeah. I get that it's Five Nights at Freddy's, but other than that, it's just like, I don't know, kind of dumb. But hey, that's Nicolas Cage for
that's
you.
why it's funny though. It's
right.
It's so stupid.
It's like Sausage Party or whatever. I hated that. I hated that movie. I didn't even watch it. I watched the trailer.
The whole idea of it, basically.
It's just like, it's tasteless, and people were giving it a good rating. People were saying that it was funny, and I'm like, no, that's not funny. And it's just gross and wrong and all kinds of stuff that it's not a movie. A movie to me is like the classic Titanic
movie
or
Ooh.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh my god.
Or like, yeah, you may say, oh god, but that's one of the best movies I think that was ever made.
No, I mean that in a good way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you look at movies like that or whatever we learn in film school, and we're like, okay, that's a movie. What we're learning about, that's a movie. We're not watching Sausage Party or Saw or fucking, bleeping whatever. I'm gonna have to bleep
are we
that
bleeping or not?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's okay. whatever. I'll fix it. It's whatever. But I'm just really passionate about film, and I just gotta speak my mind, man. This is what I'm going for, and I just see the same stuff, especially like intellectual people or people that say that they're intellectual. They watch these kind of like gory, funny movies, and they try to think that they're all that.
Oh, they're really good.
It's just like, that's not a movie. When are we going to do that? When have we ever gonna like? Ooh. I made a scary movie, but it was more comedic than anything, and I mean, it was supposed to be scary. We didn't really tell much about the characters. We didn't have the time.
Or is that Boiling Frog?
Boiling Frog Syndrome. That was the movie, and it it ran through. I think it was very well put together by the crew and everything, but there was no like crazy blood or guts, and the stuff that we had, it was like very light. It was realistic, because when people are bleeding out, it's not like all over everybody and it's just spraying out and all that stuff. It's usually just dripping out onto the ground or wherever it's dripping out. So anyways, I went on my rant. Film major me, whatever. It's just like oil everywhere. It's not even.
It's just like a.
They're all machines.
Yeah, I don't like it's. But yeah,
so
that
you know
one's
what I
so
noticed?
bad. Good. What?
There's this guy. He was a Viner back in the Vine.
Is there a Viner in this movie?
Yeah, there is.
Oh my god.
I think he's like Hispanic. And he's that one Viner that always made those faces. He always, like, whenever he screams, he's like. I'm like, bro, it was just so obnoxious. It was funny at the first couple videos, but that's his whole. He's probably doing it this whole movie. This whole movie he's probably doing. Every time they show his face, he's probably doing that. Because that's all he does. That's his whole thing. Is he just opens his mouth really wide. I don't even know the guy's name. He worked with King Batch and Logan Paul and all that when they were all
I
minors.
feel like I know. I'll look at the cast to see.
It's funny that he's in this. I've not seen his face in anything since Vine.
Christian Del Grosso, I think
that's what it is.
Yeah, he looks like Latino kind of. Oh, I recognize his face now.
Yeah.
I'll send you his like names if you wanna Google it.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, every one of his vines, he's always like, if his mouth isn't open, something's wrong.
I remember his face though.
Yeah, this guy, golly. It's just the same repetitive stuff.
Oh my god.
Like almost every vine he's in.
I watched one and I can't watch anymore.
Is his face that? Am I right?
Oh my god.
His face is always like.
Well, it's just the funny, the comedy in them.
It's like sped up too.
It's not even comedy. Jesus.
I don't know. I guess millions of people like him, but not me. That's why there's 7 billion people, so that audiences can like whatever they want. One of the questions is Christian Del Grosso Italian? He was born in Canada. His ethnicity is North American? What does that mean?
So he's just American?
So I'm North American, right?
Yeah.
You're North American. We're all North American. Okay. I didn't know that's an ethnicity. I thought it was Caucasian, Latino, Black, Asian, North American. That just sounds wrong.
North American.
His nationality is Canadian. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe I'm not studying the right ethnicity classes. Even tells us he's 6 foot. All right, bet. Okay, we're looking up Christian. This was about Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I don't know. It looks all right. It's probably funnier.
Yeah, that's why I was interested in it, because it looks so bad it's good, basically.
Yeah, it just reminds me of if you've seen Kickass, Big
Oh,
Daddy.
yeah.
I just see him playing that character and just killing all these robots.
Have we ever talked about Kick-Ass before?
I don't. Well, no, not on a podcast since this is our first one.
I don't even think we've ever talked about Kick-Ass, but I love that
At
movie
least
too.
not in years because I remember we watched it like at 2 a.m.
Oh my god. I did
Yeah,
show
I know.
you it then.
And I stayed there all night, and it. I slept. I think I slept on the couch, or you passed out, and I watched the rest of the movie. I don't remember.
Oh,
It was one of those.
wait, were you here?
Yeah, I was.
I'm trying to. Were we like in the living room?
Yeah, we were.
Oh.
I know, crazy,
Okay.
right?
Wow.
It was so long ago.
I have no memory of it.
I see. I remember stuff. It's
Yeah.
weird. I can
oh
remember
gosh.
things vividly.
It seems like I definitely would have showed you Kick-Ass though, because it's a really good movie.
I think I brought it up to you because I probably saw it first. Because you were too young.
Oh,
at the
you
time.
probably saw it before, or well, but I saw
must
it
have been, like,
originally
19.
in like 2017 though.
Right.
Um.
And yeah, that second movie came out. It kind of patched things up. But the first one's classic.
What I would say is like Kick-Ass 1 is like not your average superhero movie at all, and then Kick-Ass 2 is your average superhero movie.
Because
Like.
well then all everybody's a superhero. That was the whole thing. Which that's almost a quote from the first Incredibles movie when he was Syndrome, and he was like, and then everybody will be a hero. And until no one will be a hero, or something like that. That's see, I have vivid memory of things, and it just pops up. But yeah, that's what I think. Kick-Ass was definitely top tier movie.
Yeah.
I think Nicolas Cage. I mean, yeah, he played Big Daddy. I didn't like that name, but other than that, I mean,
I think he was actually good in that movie though, not like insane. Like he actually played the role. Even though he always plays Nicolas Cage.
His personality in it was just like something you never saw before.
Yeah.
Because when he's like on fire, spoiler alert, when he's on fire, he's like, turn out the light! And it's like, alright. And then just the way he talks, I don't know.
Oh, apparently, the way he talks
Kickass
is
was
so
a comic strip. I
don't
know if that's how Big Daddy was actually.
Yeah, he was in the comics, yeah.
No, I don't know if that's how his personality was.
Oh.
It was just like, because Nicolas Cage just turned that character into what it is.
That's just how Nicolas Cage is.
Do I have a movie trailer? I gotta look.
Oh. Yeah.
We're at 47 minutes. Probably less because I had a little time before we started. I forget.
We looked up some like forever ago, but
I know. Those have probably already come out.
Right.
What was a good movie? I can't even remember the movie. I had one. I should have wrote it down. I can't even remember the movie. It just came out too. Let me just look. 2021. God. Also, Mandalorian. Don't know if you saw that.
I've seen 2 episodes.
It's pretty good. It ended off pretty good too. Not gonna spoil it, but if you're like a true Star Wars fan, or not even fan, just like if you've watched the movies, it patches things up, makes sense. They did a really good job with it, and now it's just like, okay, what's next? I don't know. Oh, there's supposed to be a new Conjuring movie. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Oh, is that your trailer, or are you just saying that?
I'm just looking at the movies. I'm trying to find the movie that came out recently. Recently released movies. Alright, but because there was something I just saw not too long ago. I still need to see Tenet. Tenet was supposed to be really good. And a lot of people I know saw that one. Which also, movies, everything's either online.
Oh, yeah.
Or I think they did open up movie theaters. Because I
Yeah,
was
they
there
did.
for one over the summer. But now I think they're closed off again. They had everybody social distance spread apart for that too. Honest Thief. That was pretty good.
Why did I feel like wait.
It came out kind of a while ago. But I saw that one. That one came out, I don't even know. But it was Liam Neeson. If you've seen any of the Taken movies, it's kind of like that. Any of the most of the movies that he's done recently have that same kind of character where somebody's kidnapped, or he's going out on everybody, bodying everybody. But yeah, there's that. That's kind of my suggestion. You don't have to watch the trailer.
All right, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Meme of the week. I mean, it's kind of outdated, but the walkie slush. The walkie slush meme. Now, this meme right here, I've seen on TikTok for weeks. There's been different ones. There's one where it ends off with a massive bass. Just, And then the one I saw, the one I liked the most, where it's walkie slush, and there's this giant fart, and then it goes into another sound or whatever. But the main one is walkie slush, that thing bleeding pee, that thing bleeding pee, which it's talking about codeine and that scissor, and it's a video of a scissor cup, which it's cough syrup in Sprite or whatever.
Oh, lean.
Yeah, lean. And it's bleeding because it looks like it's bleeding, but it's actually the codeine inside of the drink. And that's why he's saying, that thing bleeding, pee. But
I didn't know that.
It starts off with, that thing bleeding, pee, and it's walkie slush. And I had that in my head for a good week. It's just anytime I would do something, I'd be walkie slush, walkie slush, walkie slush.
Walkie slush.
So I'll play a clip. Walkie slush. Let me look up the clip. Yeah, that's pretty much my meme of the week, because it was just so funny. I had another one. It was with Dashy XP, but that one's more of a Twitter one. We could probably get into that another time. I just found it. There's actually a song, Walkie Slush, 2 weeks ago. It's got almost 500,000 views.
That thing bleeding to the, walkie slush. That thing bleeding, P.
That thing bleeding, P. Now, who is P? I don't know. Whoever uploaded the video, their name is Perk3Million. So I'm guessing P is Perk3Million, but I don't know. That's another hidden meme. Yeah, in the comments. But who is P? We need to know this. Another certified hood classic. Lyrics. That thing bleeding to the walkie slush. That thing bleeding P. This is all good. This is over a month ago.
You know what? I think for my meme of the week, even though it's something you liked on Twitter, but I saw it and it was so relatable that I was Um, it's not like really really funny, but it's so like true and relatable.
Okay.
I just sent it.
Oh boy.
You'll remember it.
Oh man. Never in my 35 years of teaching have I had a substitute leave such a bad note.
And they say that
It's
every
Obama sitting on the desk.
that picture is so like perfect too. It's just a perfect meme. Or well, yeah.
Yeah, man. Golly. No, I'm totally with this. Because it's just like...
That's just what would happen when there is a substitute.
I think they should get Obama back in. Like, he should be like a 20, 30-year president. Because really, what was bad about him? I really... maybe, like...
He deported
the school food?
Though.
Yeah, but what president hasn't deported people?
It's true.
And we don't even know the whole story of the situations. Plus, I don't know if you remember, Trump had those camps of Mexican children that were taken away from their parents and they were put in these camps.
Oh, I forgot about that. I know that happened, but I didn't know about camps, though.
Yeah, it was actual camps. I don't know what happened on those camps. Nobody really knows. But it's just like, that's when people were comparing Trump to, like, Hitler.
I wasn't paying attention when this was happening, but...
Yeah, that was like
2016, probably?
It was within the first year of him being president, like 2017, 2018. And that was the wall building, which he said something about...
Didn't happen.
Well, he said something about, we built the wall, but I don't think they did. Or some states didn't even build the wall.
So they're
like, okay... Then you didn't even build the wall.
Yeah, it didn't even happen. I know.
And even then, go ahead. Sorry.
I know my dad was like, he can say that, but like they're not gonna give him like money to do that though.
Right. Yeah, he was like, the Mexico's gonna pay for the wall. I'm like,
Mexico is not gonna pay for the wall.
For nothing. For nothing. And then he cut off ties with China, which I guess some of that was okay. But there's a lot of businesses in America that are cool with China. And now if there's like some trade stuff going on, that kind of messes up the economy. Which I think it did, because we did see, a drop. I haven't paid much attention to the stocks. So my information may not be correct. But from what I know, he didn't really do much for the economy. Like there was a couple spikes, And of course, when COVID happened, everything kind of spiked down. But before that, I didn't really see what he was actually doing, other than pissing off a lot of people and being racist. Consistently racist. He just didn't need to be president. Like, especially, like, there's the whole thing of, like, okay, yeah, Ronald Reagan was a celebrity, he was an actor, and he was president. But... doesn't mean, all celebrities can just be presidents.
Yeah.
Especially Trump. And all the conspiracies that came about him, about the whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff, that whole plane situation and the island. If anybody's seen that Jeffrey Epstein documentary.
Oh, yeah, there's that one documentary.
With the kids, it's just like, bro, come on, man. And the other thing was the Clintons got involved.
Oh, like the worst family, basically.
Yeah, there was a talk where like, what was it? They were talking on the documentary that I think Bill Clinton did a bunch of cocaine on a plane, and they had to fly. He started to OD, and they had to fly down to like a hospital and get him in there, and Hillary apparently, allegedly, whatever, goes, if anybody speaks about this, we're gonna all get it, like either fired or killed or whatever. But she was like, you're all gonna be in trouble. And I don't know, it was back in 2016. It was either Trump or Hillary. And I don't know. They both weren't good. I wanted Bernie. A lot of people wanted Bernie because he was talking about free college, legalization of marijuana, which would help a lot of people, and that would go into the whole, systematic racism kind of thing. I took a class on it, and we talked about how marijuana was a way to get black people back into slavery because in the 18th Amendment, it talked about the jail system and how when you're in jail, you could be counted as a slave. And the whole thing was, let's say you would, like, they got a 5-year sentence on you for possession of weed or whatever. Businesses would come to the court sentence and be like, hey, you can work for us for free, and that's your sentence. But they wouldn't be getting paid, which is ultimately slavery. So that is the whole thing. And so for the longest time, they were arresting black people for marijuana or whatever, or just random reasons, or they try to pin it on them. I've seen where cops will plant the drugs in the car or whatever they get pulled over, and then that person goes to jail, has to get, in the system, the whole system idea. It's like there's so much beyond that we don't even know about. That things are happening and they're not talking about it. I think the media does a terrible job in representing the full, honest truth because they only talk about they're only talking about what Trump has done, and they're like, okay, cool, we've talked about that. He's bad. Get him out. All right, but we still have all these issues.
There's like so much other stuff that they never talk about. That's probably because whoever's in charge of that doesn't want them. Well, yeah, they don't want them talking about the other stuff.
And we only recently found out that there's like all these files on UFOs. I've been looking into, my dad showed me a clip of in Hawaii recently there was...
Oh, wait. I might have heard about this.
There was a blue, like, squiggly line in the sky, and this woman captured it on her phone, and it goes from the sky into the water and just disappears. And I've heard that they say that it was like 97% of the water mass is like unexplored, especially like in the oceans.
Oh, yeah.
So my thing is, okay, so we just saw that thing go into the water. What's going on there? Where are they going? What kind of technology they got? Nobody's talking about that. And Elon Musk is like, okay, trying to go to Mars, and NASA, all this Mars stuff, and okay, cool. But what about the technology that's bringing these UFOs here? Nobody's talking about that. Governments are keeping that hush-hush. There's been stuff in Russia, Azerbaijan, or how you pronounce it. I've seen, like, it was on Apple News or whatever. It was this, either it was Washington News or Bloomberg, whatever. I saw something about it. I saw this article. And I was like, man, they're keeping a lot of stuff. There's so much that we don't know that's going on here. What's going on? We don't... And so that's where I'm like, what else is the government not telling us about? How much of what we see on TV is planned to nullify our reactions?
To distract from other stuff.
And desensitize, like, if more of these events happen, it's almost like it's normal for these things to happen. Like, when 9/11 happened, there was all that conspiracy of, we've seen planes crash into buildings in like cartoons and movies, and there was countless movies.
Oh yeah, also like the Twin Towers.
Right, and for this coronavirus thing, there's also a lot of movies on viruses spreading, and people dying and all that. And it's like, we're started in media and film. We're starting to become sensitized to these things like it's normal to happen. We never really got a sure answer on where did the virus come from. They talked about it for a little bit and made some conspiracies, but there's no actual full evidence or full truth. Everybody's got their focus on Trump and getting him impeached, and all this craziness in D.C. with all that stuff. And then there was the whole conspiracy with Black Lives Matter protests and Antifa, and people think that Antifa was in charge of that. There's so much that we don't know and that the media doesn't want to report on, but they only want to report on Trump. And, I mean, I get it. Cool. Get him out. He's bad. He's racist. He's all that. But get him out and let's move on. Let's get into some real stuff, not this crime on the streets. Like, that's not important. Like, it's important, kind of, but there should be its own thing for that. If there's stuff going on that we don't know about that could affect us, I feel like we're being left out. And the less we know, the more we're being controlled. You know, hey, I'm just a guy. I'm just speaking. What are your thoughts? I know I've been talking.
Well, we just got into stuff, bro. Or you
I know,
did.
that's what I do. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. We're in this podcast, dipping chips. I don't even have chips today.
Oh, we didn't do it. We
I
should
have
explain
Cheetos,
that,
but
too.
yeah, probably at the end.
Oh, okay,
Well, yeah, what do you think about what I just said?
Oh, yeah, wait. But they were called Trump Administration Migrant Detentions. So
that's what the camps were called?
Yeah.
See how they call it detentions?
Yeah. I've had
my
detention.
God.
Like,
Yeah, detention wasn't in a building.
Yeah.
Like with fences and barbed wire and all that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure detention was a little bit cleaner, nicer than that.
Yeah, this just looks like a really bad Wikipedia article.
Probably.
And, yeah. Or, well, bad as in, like, just make you lose some faith in humanity.
Right.
Oh,
man. See, and they don't talk about this stuff anymore. It happened 2 years ago now. Well, almost 2 years. And they don't talk about this stuff. This is ridiculous. And are they still in there? But it says, as continuation of Obama administration policy.
Oh. Huh, I wonder if
So then...
Obama did that or something then, too.
But then why? What was the main reason? And then
exactly.
how did it come to this? It's kind of ridiculous. That's another thing, is this whole idea of American dream, equal opportunity. Then why can't we have people come to the U.S. regardless of where they're from and have equal opportunity? I mean, they can't even get minimum wage to $15 an hour.
I've been hearing about that a lot recently too.
Yeah.
The $15 thing. Or I have an economics class, so.
What are they saying that?
They talk about like if it increased to $15, then some other stuff would happen. I don't know. It's class, so it's just like.
Right. Who pays attention? You sure don't. No.
I sure don't.
But yeah. Yeah, the U.S. is in tough times, you know. But hey, we're talking about it, getting it out. I think that's what everybody needs to do, is just sit down and talk. I think family is so important. And I think politics have definitely separated a lot of families. I mean, I get it. I kind of have my own personal problems with all that. But at the end of the day, you know, they still are your family, no matter what. I've seen people, they're like, oh, I'm not even going home, or I'm not ever speaking to that family member again. And there are situations where I'm like, okay, yeah, like if there was abuse or trauma, any stuff like that, that's reasonable, because it's like you don't want that around.
Yeah.
But like your mom and your dad, I don't know. It's tough. Like, I tried talking about it on a Facebook post before. I took it down because people were just saying, well, what if,
Yeah,
they're abused, or... And I'm like...
But that,
okay.
that's like...
I wasn't even
obviously,
trying to mean it like that. I was trying to say, like,
yeah, like...
if you do have family around you,
that
stay with
care.
them. Like, I don't got no brothers or sisters. I got nobody. Apart from my parents, everybody else is either dying off, got major health problems, hates us, or or dead.
Like crazy, or like...
Or crazy, or out of their mind, on drugs. Like, no family is perfect, but I don't know. I can't relate to a lot of people because of my situation. But at the end of the day, I still have my mom and my dad, and I gotta be thankful for that, despite their views in politics. But hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. I can't be mad at them for that. I just try to help them understand, and that's really it. And I think that's what everybody should do. And if they can't get through to them, or they're too stubborn to accept your views, or to understand why you believe in what you believe, then it's whatever.
Yeah, you just gotta try to move on, basically.
Like, you're only here once, they're only here once. Eventually everybody's gonna die anyways. The sad part about it. But, hey man, sometimes you gotta think like that to get through things. Because if you don't, then it's just gonna be a train wreck all the time. I've lived through it, definitely. I talked about it in my other podcast too. Just everything that I've been through.
Right.
So humanity. In terms of humanity, I think a lot of people have lost hope.
We're screwed.
Right. Yeah. Because a lot of families got it worse.
Oh, I was surprised at how much... I didn't think, like, I guess abuse was still so common as it is. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy how much we don't see.
It's like
because everybody's got their own story and their own problems, when we never see that. And then when you realize, or you hear about someone having that problem, you're like, whoa, I never realized. And then,
like when I was a little kid, that didn't exist. Like, just to me, since I come from, a really good, caring, good family, I never really knew stuff.
Right, they sheltered you from all that stuff. And that's good because, you came out better, because who knows what you could have been like. You could have been even more depressed. Or just depressed in general.
But, yeah, but, like, it seems especially, I guess, since where we live is, like, such, like, a small kind of place, I guess.
Downriver.
Yeah. But it seems like, just, like, it's just so common. Like, so many people I talk to, their parents are just, like, they're either, they're just terrible. Even if they're, like, obviously there's like, I don't know. There's different types of abuse, obviously, and everything.
Yeah, verbal, physical, just mental.
And it doesn't even have to be really abuse, but, like, it could just be being on your kid's ass. Being on your kid's ass. So, like, just...
all the time. Oh, yeah. No, I've experienced that, for sure. Like, my mom want me to do something, and it's not about having lack of confidence. It's just how society is, and I've learned that, if you're going for a scholarship, let's say, they're not going to pick just anybody. They're going to pick the person that has the most extraordinary story so that they can get some clout off of it for that person getting a scholarship. That's how it works. Other than that, because then how are they getting the money? They got to have some inspirational stories to hype up their scholarship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to have a parent just kind of like nag and bug and poke and pry for you to do something, it's just like, and that's in a way its own kind of abuse, because you're never giving that person peace.
Right. Yeah. Even if it's not, you know, to the extreme other levels, but it's still there. And that kind of is always a thing, you know. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I had some friends go home, after the whole COVID thing, and they did not want to go back to their home with their parents because they know that the trauma and the stress of what their parents were giving them constantly. It was so hard to live with. And people are like, oh, well, you should be appreciative of your parents, that you even have parents.
No, but you can't if they're like just.
If you're living in an
so
environment, it's a bad environment. Like, not only just like the area.
Oh yeah, the area.
The home
like,
that you live in.
Yeah.
If it's not safe, mentally, physically,
then
all
it's
that.
You just can't be there. Yeah.
You don't wanna. It's
exactly.
You start breaking down, and that's your own health. It's affecting you. They always say surround yourself with people that only try to help you improve, not bring you down all the time. And if it's your own family that you can't escape because you have nowhere else to live, it's like, bro, you're screwed either way.
Yeah.
So
that
I
really
think that's what a lot of people are.
That makes me think a lot about the one person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think everybody has that one person that is going through it right now.
Yeah, like just the worst kind of thing.
Stuff we don't even know about that could be happening, or that happened in their past with other family members too, that just affects them. And then people don't want to understand, or they don't want to realize what they're saying, or how their words and actions have an effect on those people, and how that person could turn out if they keep on about, where they could end up. I've lost friends, man. Their parents get out. I had one friend, I'm not going to say their name, but, they came out about their sexuality, and their mom just wouldn't accept it. And that person just, just gone. And I remember we were at, people that I graduated with from high school were all at his funeral, like, what happened, man? They did not need to go like this. And so it's just like, how many other people are going through that kind of same thing, and that, lives have been lost over that situation, and parents just don't know how to raise their kids. Partially, I blame having your kid way too young, and
Yeah, that's such a big part too, and like the parents themselves come from a terrible thing too.
Like they had trauma
Their parents,
experience, and
then they can't deal with that, and then they have a kid super young.
Yeah, and then it's a pattern. It's a constant pattern. I know a friend that her mom had them young, and then they had a baby young, and it's just like, okay, this constant pattern. And then the thing is, when you're young, you're just coming out of a stage where you don't have no money, you don't have a place to live other than your parents, and then whoever's taking care of you at the time has to not only take care of you, but also the newly born kid.
Right.
And themselves. And whatever else is going on in their life. And so to put that on other people like that at such a young age, when you're not financially stable, then it's putting that child and yourself, if you're having the kid, in such a tough situation. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you just, if you have the kid, you just learn through it or whatever. If you're not making, if you're not, look at our economy right now. If you're not making enough to support not only yourself, but another person, you shouldn't be having a child. Like, I know so many people that are having kids right now, and they're my age, 22, and
COVID.
Yeah, and that too. But
it's
also,
just
like,
another thing on top of being 22 and having a kid, being a kid and having a kid, basically.
There are freshmen that are having kids right now. Freshmen that I went to school with, like, they were 14 when I was 17, and they're having kids right now.
Oh, there are 2 girls that are a grade above me that have had kids.
That is insane. See, that's what I mean, man.
Like 17-year-olds.
And it's like, okay,
having a baby.
I get the whole
Crazy.
like, keep the baby, whatever. But if they're not, this is going into a little bit of politics here, so trigger warning. But, you know, the whole pro-life argument, I think it's like, if that person is not ready, they shouldn't be allowed, or they should at least think a little bit before going ahead and having a kid.
Not ready. Like,
because then all these pattern effects, all that's gonna go on that kid and yourself. And then what's gonna happen to that kid? Where are they gonna end up? What's their life gonna be? And if you're having a kid and you're not supporting that, because you're pretty much forcing them into a life that sucks, or that is going to. I mean, whoever's raising their kid or whoever's going through it. I mean, of course, I don't have much to speak on, but I know from other people's experiences, so that's why I'm speaking. I know I don't have a child right now, but there's reasons why. There's reasons why. Like, if I had a kid right now, I wouldn't even be talking to you. I would be probably
you'd be
taking care of the kid. And most of the time, it's probably like the situation is whoever's in the relationship cheats on the other, and then that it's mostly the guy, I'm just going to say this, the guy is having to pay that child support for that kid and never gets to be a real father to the, you know, and that's a whole argument in itself.
A whole other thing too.
But it's just like reasons why we see people doing the things that they do, situations that they were raised in, cause and effect. We don't think of these things, and especially they aren't talked about in schools. You know, they're like, okay, safe sex, here's a bunch of condoms, but they don't talk about taxes, they don't talk about having kids. They mention it. They're like, or the especially the female teachers, they'll be like, oh, well, I was young and I had my kid and we were going through it, but I made it out. And it's almost like making it acceptable, again, with the normalization kind of thing.
Yeah, but they didn't come from the... Yeah.
Like, just because... And that's... another thing is, like, comparison. Just because one person had an experience doesn't mean that somebody else is going to experience it the same way. Like when... older people be like, well, back in my day, they were exactly the same as today. And it's like, no, it's not. Okay, things are different. People get cheated on. People get hurt. People get broken. People lose their jobs. It's not easy to get jobs now. Exactly. People are paying attention to their mental stress when they never used to, and
old people are like,
they're like, oh yeah, we can.
That didn't matter to us.
Yeah, everybody's turned into a bunch of. Nowadays just turned into a bunch of pussies, and it's just like, yo, man, come on.
Like, you idiots didn't deal with anything. You didn't
cry once.
Then. Yeah, like.
You didn't. Even though they might have a hard time.
Forced to not deal with their mental stuff, but like.
Like, I can't imagine them just pushing it in the back of their head and just forgetting about it. They had gone through something, and they're just not saying it, or they're not accepting it. It's like everybody has been going through stress for years, and now, in today, we're just now accepting mental health is more of a thing. Like, before, when I was growing up, it was almost weird if you saw a therapist.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was like, there's that kid, I think he goes to a shrink or something. But I've been to therapy like 3-4 times now, like different therapists, and it's not bad. to just talk to somebody. The only
Yeah.
thing for me, personally, this is just
Like
me.
money or like.
No, well, paying somebody to talk to you, it sucks. I mean, I guess that, they're professionals. They do what they do, but not everybody can afford somebody to talk to. And a lot of people, if they don't have people in their lives, it's hard for them to just get new friends or get new people. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody has social skills. They aren't, taught that. They don't learn that from whatever situation that they're in. And then to pay somebody, or someone's being paid to talk to you, it just feels like kind of it's like, it's not real. It's not like I'm talking to you, or I'm talking to another friend that I have, or you're talking to another friend that you have. That's real. But when you don't have anybody else to talk to, and you're talking to this one person that's on a clock, and you only have a certain time to talk to them, and then you gotta wait. You gotta wait an entire week just to talk to them again. I'm like, bro, I'm not even done. Here's my life story. Can I just let it out? That's just me personally, but hey. But yeah. I know, I kind of went off there. But
this is going to be an interesting...
I know, right? Comments are going to be like, yo, are you high?
Yeah.
This dude in the black hoodie is off his knocker. I swear, all I've been drinking is water, and that is it.
This is so, like... Not that there's any problem with this, but... like, we're never gonna... Well, I shouldn't say that, but, we're usually not as, like... serious, I guess. Even though we obviously can get...
Well, I just don't talk. Well, I don't talk about these things, normally. Because usually this stuff kind of, gets at people. Or they want to say something back from what they heard about something. Or their personal views or whatever. I'm not saying that they're wrong. But... I've seen a lot of stuff, and I'm quick to understand what people are going through, and to just say something's just like outright, oh, that's not true, that's not right, whatever. But what are the patterns that we see? What the research, do the research first, understand. I gotta say, I spend a lot of time on my phone, and just from what I see from everybody, things just start to make sense, at least for me. Trying to understand people, taking like psychology classes for my psychology minor, understanding why people do the things that they do. It's been interesting to me. So, I mean, I can't put any terms on it, because when you get into like the mind, it's a whole nother thing of why people, like chemical reactions. I've never gotten into that. That's a different part of the... I can't really speak. But, yeah, that's what I gotta say about all that. Sound like Forrest Gump. And that's all I gotta say about that.
Wow.
What else do we have on our list? We're at an hour 30.
We got meme of the week. We got movie trailer of the week.
Shoes. I haven't even looked.
You've been talking a lot, which is not a problem, but I feel like I'm thinking about this from like looking at comments on this one podcast I watch, and they'll be like, oh, that guy doesn't talk much, but he's funny, or something like that.
Right.
They don't want to talk more and stuff.
Alright,
or I think I should, just for show reasons.
Oh yeah, song of the week. Well, why don't you... You were talking about that before we started.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't even get into my week that much. But... it was just a really... I wasn't talking to, like, a bunch of different people, basically before, I guess, I went back to school, and then I started talking to, a bunch of friends again, and that's, actually, that's probably why my week was so, I guess, so much better than what it has been. And yeah, and the reason this matters with my song of the week, is because I was just like, I was thinking of a song that would go with like my happy feeling, basically, and it is "Drive My Car" by the Beatles. That's a real
Oh
good
yeah, that's a
happy song.
classic.
Classic.
I heard that one so much when I was growing up.
You know,
By the
I
way,
wish.
oh, go ahead.
I wish I grew, like. I didn't get into music until I was 10, but I could have been getting into it before that. I wish I grew up with music more, but I just wasn't into it at all when I was younger. Which is crazy now,
Right.
because it's my thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're really like. Well, the whole story with me and Cardin right here. Cmo
Oh.
Games also.
Right.
We never talked about this. So he's actually the drum
Yeah, because
student
people
of
won't
my
know.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad also has a YouTube channel, Joe Drums 2112. He has, I think, 11,000 something subscribers. He needs to upload more, but that's just me speaking. But yeah, Cardin was a student, and when I worked at the previous store that my dad worked at, Southland Music, which is closed now, it was at Southland Mall in Taylor. I was working at the desk one day, and I signed. Well, his dad came in and signed him up for lessons, and then I just convinced him. I just started talking, and that was really it. And then after he would get done with his lesson, we would talk for a little bit, and then when Fortnite was a thing, we started playing Fortnite.
Yeah, that's how we really, really became friends, was playing Fortnite.
Yeah, and then I came over a couple times,
Yeah.
made some videos.
Oh, that was actually even before Fortnite, the first time
Yeah.
you came over.
Because we would talk about our YouTube channels, and your dad would just talk to me for hours.
During my lesson and stuff. Or
like every week we would talk about something.
Right.
And he would just be there talking to me.
Well, just while I was doing my lesson.
Yeah, your dad has been amazing. Really cool. Definitely one of the coolest dads I've been around. For sure.
Coolest dads.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just chill. Chill vibes all the time. So, yeah, man.
Even, I know, you've said a bunch of times that you learn something new, like, every time you talk to him.
Oh, my God. Every time. He's like a walking pedia. That word. It's like the encyclopedia. There we go. Yeah, he's like one of those.
That's true, though.
Like, every time I talk to him, it's something about business.
Yeah, it's a business or something, music
life.
or something, life.
He gave me a book. I haven't kind of read it yet.
That was
It's
so
still
long
on my
ago.
desk.
That was so long ago.
I read like the first couple pages and I put it down.
Oh, is
Like-
that was the time when he gave you the other stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got a little lit that night, you know. But yeah, no, your dad is really cool, great person.
Since he talks to you about other stuff too, I learn when he talks to you about stuff too. So it's crazy.
I kind of get that out of people. Like, when I talk to people, I can get them to open up more because I'm such an open person and I'm willing to learn. And one big thing that my mom always told me was be like the wise old owl. Keep your eyes and ears open, but your mouth closed. And I've gone by that like ever since she told me that. And I've learned so much about people. I think a lot of people should be like that. That was one of the great things that my mom said. And so whenever he would speak and just go on and on and on, I would just listen. And it's not just like him talking. I would try to like talk.
Yeah, you would talk to him though too.
I'd react, give him that reaction, good conversation.
Commentary.
Yeah. So, yeah, he knows so much about, and then he's been all across the world. There's probably stuff I don't even know that he hasn't told me.
Oh,
it's been a good year probably since I talked to him.
Oh, right.
Since I've been over there, but
right. When was the last time you were? Oh my God.
Probably a year ago.
Man.
At least.
Would have been in.
At least
actually, maybe I don't know. You might not have actually come over in 2020 at all, maybe.
At all, yeah, no. Because, COVID happened in March, and then we didn't even, we weren't kind of talking at all. That was the thing. But, anyways.
We might not have actually ever hung out in 2020 at all.
No, we haven't. No. It was like a good 7-month period where I was like, peace out, dog. And then we started talking again later in 2020. And everything was cool. So, yeah.
That's
now we're
crazy, man.
I know. We were supposed to have that podcast at the beginning of the year. And then all that stuff happened. Yeah, we were just like, hey. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, that's how Cardin and I met.
Yeah.
He's still a drum student to this day.
Yep.
Still lit. Now he's got this man bun. I've seen him grow up from this child.
Yeah, from this
screaming child that I'm looking at right now. From the cover page of our YouTube channel. Which...
Oh, yeah, that's basically what I would have looked like when I was originally...
And what's funny is my picture in that picture, you're the same age as me. So if we were the same age, that's what I would look like. Like if your age now is how old I was then. Which is nuts. I remember I used to wear flannels all the time.
Oh man.
And my hair was just like a circle. It looked like a helmet.
My hair was a circle.
Yeah, man. There's so much stuff that we gotta share with you eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really. So what's the song of the week that you were gonna talk about?
I told them what it is, but.
Oh right, Beatles.
Yes. What else? I might have had more about it, but yeah, it was just because I had just a good, happy, good feeling week and stuff, talking to people and about band stuff and everything, and just hanging out and talking to friends. It was really nice. It actually my first day back I actually really enjoyed, which is like, what have I ever said I've enjoyed a day of school? Never.
Right.
But I was actually, it wasn't like a normal school day. I just had like a better time. Yeah, so that's why I Drive My Car is the song, is because it's how I felt this week, I guess. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty chill. It's good that you were able to get back with your friends, because that's probably, you haven't seen them, in a year? Or at least 8 months.
It was some months, though. Or not that long, though. Because,
You got together with them?
Well, because I went back to school before, though. Like in September to November.
Oh, right. That was before.
Yeah, and then then we got locked down again for a little bit. What was I... Yeah, so I saw most of the, just most of the people that I'm talking to now were there from September to November too.
Have they talked about a talent show for you guys yet?
Not that I know, man. It sucks. Because I was like they would have I think we knew in like December of 2019, and then the talent show wasn't until February. So we would have, known and been practicing and stuff at this point. So I was like, they're probably just not having it.
Yeah, that's crazy, because that's also, like, for my high school at Southgate Anderson, like, there was a talent show almost every year.
Yeah.
I was the guy to bring back the talent show, and I think it was the year after they had won, and all the money went towards the school store, I think, and then after that they stopped doing it. And I was supposed to go back and host it a couple times, but it was after a year, and I think after a year or 2 or whatever, they don't like people going back in the school.
Yeah, after you get to like
After you
19
graduate.
about yeah. But after you get to like 19 or 20, they don't want you can't go there basically anymore.
Right. Yeah. So it's whatever. I was gonna there was a yearbook club that I was running senior year, and I was gonna come back and help out with that, because what we did was in the yearbook that you could scan the image. I made it to where you could scan the image with your phone, and a video from that image would play, and it was called Erasmo, and it was using augmented reality technology, and so Intel, I think, or HP bought the application, and it was called HP something, and they turned that was the Erasmus app. The whole idea was that you would scan the image and then something would play. One of the first examples of it was they had a Back to the Future movie poster, and it would scan it, and it would have the DeLorean come out, and like it would fly around. And it's the same technology as Pokemon Go is doing right now with the AR
HP
Plus.
Reveal.
HP Reveal, that's what it was. And then it died, and then everything is just like gone. So I don't know if another company is going to pick that up again, because that was one of the coolest things that I worked. I did like 60 plus videos. I was there at football events, soccer games, basketball games, and other people were taking video at their events, and I organized it all together, edited the videos up, and I was even mentioned at the back of the yearbook, like, hey, I did this. So, yeah. I was going to do that, and they never called me back for it, so I'm like, alright, bet, cool. You don't want me, fine. But that was one of the coolest things ever. And then years later, they took it down, so all the people that have a yearbook have that same Erasmus thing now. But now it's gone. So all the videos are gone with it too, which sucks. So they can't even look that up again. I have all the videos on my drive. I'll just have to work something out, man. Yeah, I know. I did so much for my school back then. That's for another podcast, though.
I was going to say, your senior year sounds like insane, though.
Oh, my God.
That could just be like a whole episode, probably.
2016 was the best year of my life so far. I don't care. It was the best, because everything happened. Everything happened. Like, just from the beginning to the end, it was just amazing. And then 2017, I was just like, downhill from there. As soon as 2017 hit, it was just downhill from there. But the whole year.
Do you think it had to do with college at all, or like?
No, it was like.
Just like.
It was partially college, for sure. But senior year was like, I lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
I was a completely different person. I was in a whole bunch of bands. I was in 2 bands in that 1 year. I played my song live. I had a music video, T-shirts. Everybody knew who I was. I was the video guy.
You were the everything guy.
I was pretty much everything. I was cool with the year before, I was picked on by everybody. Nobody liked me. I was nothing. I was pretty much nothing. I was like the nerd. I was the F word. I was, everybody was just, every name in the book, they would just call me that, and I I still am overweight, but I'm a lot more mature now. And people don't care now. You're like, as soon as you get out of high school, nobody cares about anything anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some people that are still, the way that they are, and they're always going to be that way, and they're never going to end up anywhere.
And they're not going to change?
They're not going to change. They're always going to be like the way that they are, drinking, partying, stuff like that.
Great decisions.
Yeah, great. But I went from like this nerdy, nothing, nobody, and I just woke up one day and I was like, I'm done.
You just change. You're just changing everything.
I started running. It was June June 22nd at 7 in the morning. I got up and just started running. And I did that every day. I lost 10 pounds in the first week.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And within 3 weeks, I was down like 20 pounds. And
Wow.
over the course of the summer, I was down 40 pounds. I went from 220 to 190, so it was about 30-ish pounds. But at the beginning of the year, I was like 240. So I had lost all that weight. I remember the first day of school when I came back, nobody knew who I was.
Oh, so that was like junior or
senior year.
In
but
between.
it was
Going into senior year. Yeah,
2015 was like the training year, and then 2016 was the bang bang power year, which kind of there was some stuff that started at the beginning, which I'll save for that another time.
For the 2016, basically. The 2016 video. Or, episode, basically.
Which episode was that?
Or, I mean, like, we'll probably do, like, just a whole 2016 episode, or they'll do a long one.
It'll just be an hour of me ranting about my life.
2016. I could probably talk about it, too, because that was...
Yeah.
Even though I didn't lose weight, that was probably, like, my worst looking, maybe, then. But I was, like, super happy, though.
Yeah, it was that whole year, and then Trump happened. That was also a thing that made 2017 just the worst. It was just so, like, I don't know. That's how it was, like, Trump, personal issues that I've been through, losing people, losing the band. It was just, like, everything just was gone. Losing friends, people stopped talking to me,
Damn.
people died.
Yeah, because that's just from high school. Well, yeah, basically kind of from high school to college. It just like, well, but just because of other reasons though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But like 2016 was just So anyway, just to talk about 2015 a little.
Yeah, because I want to talk about that too.
I just woke up and just started jogging. That's what I did, and then I came back and I did sit-ups, push-ups, and 1-minute planks every day. And then I was with my friend Josue, and he was like, "Hey, I need a buddy for the gym because I got to train for baseball." And I was like, "All right, let's go."
You got that.
Yeah, and so we were both kind of cheering each other on. And I remember when high school started up, we were really close. He was a good friend. He moved out, so that's why we don't talk that much anymore. And he does a bunch of stuff. He went to Wayne State, and he's doing pretty good for himself, and I'm proud of him.
It's good, yeah.
But we were workout buddies the whole summer. Like, well, at least the end of the summer, like through July and August, we were going to Planet Fitness and just going. And I remember I was posting all these Instagram pics of just us, like, there'd be one where we were just, like, dead tired. and then others where we're just like, oh, we're working out again. And that was, like, it was nice to have somebody to go with, and I was pushing him, he was pushing me, and we were, and it wasn't like competitive. It was just like we were cool, and he was teaching me things I didn't know. Excuse me, and then he lost a ton of weight. He went down to like 175 or something. Well, he's shorter than me, so it makes sense. But yeah, he lost a ton of weight. He was heavy too when we started, and senior year, I remember I get to class, people are looking at me.
Like,
people are like, they're looking at me and they're like, I changed my wardrobe. I was wearing like really bright colors too. And I remember I sat into class and the teacher calls my name and she's like, Neil, are you here? And I go, here. And heads just turn. And I'm like, yeah, hi. And they're like, Neil, what? You lost all that weight? I didn't even recognize that was you. And I'm like, yeah, I lost like 40 pounds. 40 pounds? And then it was just up from there, man. It was like every day I was cool with everybody. I was on drama club. I was in robotics.
You were in like clubs too, man. Like.
Oh, yeah. I mean, talent show, yearbook, about pretty much
That's
everything
so
I
much.
was in.
Yeah, like-
And I played soccer too. I mean, it was
Oh.
later that year, but I played soccer on a team for the first time. We
You did
sucked.
so
The
much
whole
that
team
year.
sucked. But, you know,
But
we
you're
were,
doing it.
I
so-
played.
Yeah.
And that was something I never got to do, was play sport in high school. And so, yeah, 2016, I will always say, was the best year of my life, for sure.
That sounds so, like, just like, you had so much to do, but in, like,
it
a
was
good
every
way.
day. It was
Yeah.
every day. But I was getting through it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
like,
did
you're
still
doing all
have
that stuff because you wanted to.
Right.
You're
Right.
motivated to and stuff.
Because I never got to do things before, and now I was in class congress too.
Class Congress?
Yeah, I was the historian for class congress. I was the guy taking the videos and taking pictures at meetings and stuff.
You just did everything. like,
I was all in one,
everything.
and I like got all A's in my classes too.
That's
was
crazy. You're
bussin'.
just doing so much. It sounds like.
I was hustling hard.
Yeah.
I sold T-shirts for my song. I played in Bandorama 3 nights in a row. We did a battle of the bands that summer. Man, there's so much that year. That year just had everything in it. And then when I got into this other band, I was doing gigs later that year. I was also working.
At the
South End Music.
Yeah.
I was still working there, and I probably in that year, I sold about like at least $50,000 worth of instruments. At least, which is crazy for sales. I've done so much, and sometimes I forget about that, because all I do now is college.
Crazy.
My life was just nuts. Every day was like.
Just so like.
It was something. It was something every day.
Yeah, just every day there was like something.
Oh, you know what? I had a management / entrepreneurship class, and I got a lead position in the company for that class. It was a company that we had, and it was like a inside company. We sold like random products, and I was the guy making the videos. I would get on people if they didn't have my shit. I was like, yo, where's my stuff at for this week? We didn't have our products out. The teacher bought me a $2,000 computer just for the class to edit videos on. And I would stay like during lunch to edit videos.
Oh my god.
When we made advertisements every week, or we were at least trying to, we were making like these advertisements. I used the auditorium and I set up cameras and a table, and we would have them do products and stuff, and I edit all together. I was the top dog. Nobody can tell me otherwise. For real.
Was you uploading? At least somewhat, I know though. Even if it wasn't all
I was
the time,
uploading videos too. I didn't do it all the time, but I did it. And some of the stuff was kind of good.
Turn Up happened that year, so it was good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I remember when my teachers saw that at prom. They were like, yeah. I remember I was performing on stage, and I see in the back all the teachers are there. And I just see them just going. Because I was quiet. I was kind of quiet in class before all this.
You were
I would
like
never
straight
speak.
A's, like.
Well, before
really
senior year, I was kind of a
just
slacker.
like quiet. Like
I just didn't care about school. It wasn't important to me, and I would teachers used to pick on me too. It was kind of tough. And then when I just released all that energy out, nobody could believe what I was doing. Because for years I had been picked on and bullied and pushed. And I think if people just got to know who I was, I could have had a way better time. But I think the main thing was me being overweight for years. It was me being the fat kid with the bad hair. I also cut my hair different too.
Yeah.
Because I would always go to my uncle to cut my hair, and he would always cut it the same way, and I would get picked on because it was the bowl cut.
Yeah.
You know, that was or mushroom head I was called too. And then I cut it differently, and that was also a thing, because nobody had seen me with short hair ever. I always had my hair long. So this whole new change of look, just I don't know. I guess it was what the people liked, and I was just man. I don't like to brag about myself too much, but
but
year,
that year sounds like amazing though. Like you did so much. Like you did so much though that it's like I feel like it's not even like bragging kind of though.
kinda. It's just like my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of other people can't say that they did all that in
Yeah,
one year,
exactly.
especially their senior year. Like, I really thought, I mean, who knows what could happen, but I was getting ready to just go all out on Beyond. I had the confidence for director. I mean, I could still eventually be a director for something one day, because I have worked in that, but it was just I was doing everything and above. And there was actually a moment where I kind of feel bad, because there was this one kid I was really good friends with, when I was 9 or 10. And his dad worked with my dad back in the day, and that's how we knew each other, and they lived down the street from us. And he was kind of off, he wasn't really all there. And we were in that business class together, and he was doing a presentation, and I was taking everything seriously, as I usually do, and his idea or something just wasn't. It was kind of embarrassing, and then he would, one of the things was where you got to ask questions about the presentation, and I was kind of going into him about things, and he just snapped and goes, "You need to stop picking on me, Neil. I'm done. I'm out of here." And he gets out of the classroom and just slams the door hard as possible, and everybody's just looking around, and I'm like, what did I do? But I didn't realize at the time what I did, and then after thinking back on it, I'm like, man, I knew that person, because he's an adult now. I knew that person growing up. I shouldn't have been like that, because what I was doing was what everybody else had done to me for years. And it was almost like I was in that position where I'm so high up, my ego, my confidence, everything else, to where I almost felt better than him. And that was something that I probably shouldn't have been towards him. If I could say sorry to him, I would. I don't know what he's doing right now, but it's just that's something, I look back, I'm like, man, I shouldn't have been like that. But that's just what happened. I think that's what happens with a lot of jocks and people that are popular. They just get in this high mindset of that they're better, because they have a good appearance, people like them, and
because they're on top,
right?
And other people are not at that level, and they can't understand that kind of.
Yeah, and you get into this mindset of you're the best. Nobody can top what what you are, and I never had experienced that before. And that whole year, it was like that. I was cool with everybody. People didn't care about everything that happened in the past. Of course, I remembered that stuff in the back of my head. I remember, and it was funny because the people that had picked on me in the past were not cool with me. And actually, at a lot of social events, I was sitting with the same people that had picked on me for years. And the people that were my friends growing up that were there for me, I wasn't sitting at their table at graduation. I was sitting at like the cool kids table. So in a way I look back at that and I'm like, I could have been, better and nicer. And I didn't ignore everybody that I went to school, like had friends and all that stuff. I didn't ignore them. I did talk to them, but when it came down to it, I was sitting with the popular kids at the time. So I look back at that and I'm like, that's crazy how I got to that point. Of course, now everything doesn't matter because once you're an adult, it's like,
yeah.
Especially in college. When I got to college, it was like a wake up call, man. I think that's why I was like.
It's why things just like switched.
I went all downhill because I was at this high where everybody respected me for who I am because everybody started to know who I was, and then I went into a world where nobody knew who I was, and if you wanted people to know about you, you would have had to actually reach out and get to know them, and they get to know you. But unfortunately, I wasn't in the right friend groups, and it just kind of messed me up overall. That's a whole nother time and a whole nother podcast. I know I've been going on. We're at the 2-hour mark. So I think we should try to wrap this up for today. I think this has been an amazing podcast for sure. People are gonna
talk
be like,
about
yo,
like just everything ever.
everything. I've been going off.
Everything.
I kind of wish. Well, maybe next time we gotta let you talk some more because I've been. Don't be afraid to like boot me out. Just do your thing. Something. It literally just for me. I've been speaking for so long, like I can talk and I can talk and I can talk. But before I never used to do this.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't have yet, or.
But you will get better.
Yeah, I think I might have had that like when I was younger, but I think I actually like kind of lost that. Now that we got like deep with you, now we're gonna get a little deep. Oh wait, that's. Think about how that sounds.
Hey, yo, no.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I think with you talking about 2016, I think I'll talk about 2016 a little bit, even though we should probably but I'll just
maybe a little bit. Yeah. Maybe give it a teaser. Give you a little teaser.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess maybe the next episode will be like maybe like you just talked about 2016 a lot, but maybe we could get in like just do like the main focus be a 2016 episode for maybe the next one.
Oh yeah, we could pick memes out like, from 2016, songs, all kinds of stuff.
Oh shit! Just shit like stuff we.
Yeah.
Stuff we like
at this
were
point,
really
I don't even
into.
care.
It doesn't matter now, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the stuff we were into in 2016 and stuff, that would be really cool though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but in 2016, oh yeah, so that was that's so crazy. That's your senior year, and I was in 5th grade.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, I'm old. Jeez.
But also, that was kind of a thing for me where you had the high school to college thing. I had the elementary school to middle school thing to deal with too that year. But yeah, I was kind of at like the top. Well, yeah, I would say like the top of my thing. Like I was uploading all the time. I was really happy, and that year I did like. At the beginning of the year, I like wasn't doing any school stuff, and then in the middle of the year, I started doing more, and then at the end of the year, I was just like all A's at the end, and I was like so happy. I was playing video games, making videos just like every day, just on top of everything, just really happy.
Yeah, you were making a lot of videos. That's how we were talking because you were making so much stuff.
Yeah. You'd be like, you gotta look at the camera when you talk. I specifically remember you saying that too.
Yeah, because I for so many years I had done videos. That's how I come up on this video film major thing, and I was trying to, you were kind of, and you kind of are, like a little brother I never had.
Oh, it's a cringy.
I mean, yeah, but I think everybody has stages. I never said anything because it didn't really affect me because you reminded me of myself growing up. I mean, I wasn't like terrible, but I was still like shy. I didn't know how to talk.
Right.
But you've grown from that. I've seen you grown up. It's so crazy. And you have a beard now. It's like it's weird to see that, and then like the man bun and all that. Like I never would have thought your hair would have grew past what it did.
Oh right, because it got super long in 6th grade too.
Well, it just grew, and I was like, I never had saw that. I've never seen that before.
You had short hair too.
Because you had short hair for so long.
I did have short hair for a while when you knew me. Or yeah, like for all 2016, and then I let it grow in 2017, and that was when things were like the worst. It was at least like no, actually the whole 2017 basically was like the worst for me.
Yeah, I definitely feel that too.
But yeah, 2016 was like a peak, and then in the summer, even though I really started talking to these some online friends, but they're only like 5 years older than me, but I was talking to them every day. We're all making videos, we're all super like into it and everything. And then when I got to middle school, or well, it was good at first, but obviously I wasn't talking to friends, online friends, like it just didn't happen. Also because most of them are in other, like the UK or Australia, so their time zones are like, completely different, and it's just hard. It was really hard to like keep talking to them and with school and stuff. But it was good at the beginning of the year, and I still have like my elementary school friends, and then and then it kind of just came crashing down. But also because I could like that laptop that I was using to create videos was
man, I remember.
That's what killed me basically. That really is the reason why I regressed basically that year. Because I couldn't make videos, I couldn't play games basically. I could still talk to people and I could browse the internet obviously, but it was just not what I needed. And I was asking so much for one too, but
I remember I was talking to your dad so much, I was like, look, he needs to get his own gaming PC or something.
Yeah, we would go into Best Buy and look at the gaming PCs there, and then we would leave. It was like,
yeah.
It was just ridiculous. And I don't know how. Oh, maybe I shouldn't.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't say that.
We can always save it for another time.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how like. Were you must have been able to see that I was like, not, or just not. Yeah.
Confident.
Not confident, but I was like, that I just needed, just I didn't have anything basically.
Right, you didn't.
Is when
yeah.
I didn't have any outlet. My drum set was like messed up.
Right. And I'm surprised you didn't take off of your dad too much.
Like get really mad at him. You mean?
Well, like you didn't really like you and your dad are completely different people.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like your brother is like
him.
Yeah, not your older brother. I've never met your older brother, but your
Brady.
little brother. Yeah, Brady. Yeah, he's like I was getting along with him because he acted so much more. No offense, mature. I could just talk to him like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the poopy thing was oh my god. I'm glad you
Did
got
I
out
really
of that.
say? Did I say that much?
You said it a lot. You said it a lot. Like when we were off camera, it was like instead of it was poopy.
Poopy.
And
dang.
Yeah, you were awkward. I mean, no offense.
Oh yeah,
you did
no,
definitely
because
go
I was
through
so
that.
like isolated, basically.
Yeah,
too.
Sheltered, isolated, a lot of words. But I think you've grown now.
Yeah,
and it's good to see that. And what I think with this podcast, the more episodes we do, obviously we're gonna look back at this.
Yeah, we'll be like,
we're gonna be like,
man.
yo, even I'll probably be like, I need to shut the hell up. Like, I'm even thinking back now, I'm like, man, I've been talking this whole time. But
man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, talk about 2016. Yeah, that was like a peak for both of us, kinda. You know what I mean?
I think there's still more for you. It's just right now, it's so hard to look to the future because you never know what's gonna happen.
Right, yeah.
You never know. Like, are we getting into another lockdown again? What are schools gonna be like in the future? What's your band? Our band's still gonna be a thing in the future? Because the main thing I think about that I've learned from being in 9+ bands, 9+ because I don't know if our bands are not, but if you're not making money.
Oh right.
That's. I've told my friend Ben this. I've told many other people I've been in bands with. If you're not making money, it's no point in pursuing it much further. Because if all you're doing is band, and you're trying to perfect that, and you're not making an honest living, or making any money from it, or your audience isn't growing at all, you just have your close friends, you're not really going anywhere. And a lot of the bands that I was in, we weren't really going anywhere. We were playing out and stuff, and people were paying attention to us. But it got to a point where we weren't getting enough people in our situation.
In the audience.
I think if I was still involved in the bands, some of the bands that I was in today, I mean, first off, we probably wouldn't even last because of everything that's going on.
Oh, right now.
And another thing is, you need original music.
Right, exactly.
If you don't have original music as a band,
then it's like, then you don't have the stuff.
You have nothing. You have covers. And nobody wants a cover band. Bars hardly want cover bands anymore because they hire DJs, and popular music is not rock, alternative, anything like that. At least around here, maybe down in Indiana or Texas or wherever they're going, because I've been to a couple music festivals and that's where it's kind of going on, but you rarely see it anymore.
Oh, like Nashville or something too, maybe?
Yeah, like southern states that still kind of believe in that stuff. But yeah, for the future of rock in general, it's going down the drain, and I don't know how long it's got, because we're getting to a point where music is changing so much. But yeah, man.
You know what I gotta do?
You know what I gotta do too? And I think we're gonna call it
the perfect place to end it, because we both got a thing to do.
We got some stuff to do. So thank you all for listening. If you listen to this entire podcast.
Yeah. If you actually listen, thank you a lot.
We are just starting this on this journey. Don't know how long we're gonna get. I want this to be a thing. We've wanted this to be a thing.
Yeah, we wanted this to be a thing.
For a long time, over a year now. And we're finally
even
here.
over, because we would talk about that even before, like just before that and everything.
Right. But I think next time we'll talk about, I'd say,
just
2016.
Yep.
Where we started, kind of, and then also the name Dip Chip. We never even got into that.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that next time.
Episode 2.
We're gonna try. Let's just try it for next week. So if we can, if not, week and a half.
Oh, we got the weekly recap too.
Oh man, we got all that stuff.
All right. Stuff.
So thank you guys so much for listening, watching if you're on YouTube. So until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.
Dip chip.
Episode 1.
Episode 1. Let's go.